morning and welcome to Smell the Coffee. On this beautiful Wednesday morning, you are joined by Diana Master. Now, of course, this is the show where we bring you bizarre news, oddities, celebrity news, all the unseriousness that is happening in the world, just so we can have a laugh, even if it's just for 25 minutes. Because like I say, there is always too much seriousness happening in the world. So we hope that when you're tuned in to Smell the Coffee for 25 minutes only, you get to forget, you get to laugh, and you get to say, I never thought of it that way. And you definitely get to relate to a few of the things that we share here on Smell the Coffee. Now, as usual, today, since I'm flying solo, we are still going to keep the usual format, which is, of course, our Reel of the Day or Reels of the Day. And then we'll get into our top stories. And then, of course, our interview segment. So, without further ado, let's take a look at our Reel of the Day.
These are the signs that you're getting old. You look forward to getting old. And then you start those statements. I am a homebody. I am a homebody. Because for us, we are what? Bush ones. Now I like staying alone, just have some alone time. Comrade, the conditions coming for your health require you to have company. Salt and sugar. Your relationship with those two shows how long you have left with us. And if you have a problem with sugar, that's really just the beginning. You know, when you start mixing water with soda. But if you have a problem with salt, naps. You always need a nap. Let me put my head down small. Then I eat it. Every night you go out partying, you never find your classmates. Your classmates need a theme to come out. Goldie's night. Reminisce. A blast from the past. You had to be there. Your people have to first be tricked to come out. R&B, soul train, soca music branch. You're always talking about the past. To make people feel bad because they were not there. We used to in Africa, we used to. Other people are dreaming for you, remembering. You take calls on loudspeaker. You now talk about your body parts. Like HR gossiping about bad employees. Back. Yes, came back from leave. But knees, we're just going to fire that one. Skin is good. Actually, don't move her from the reception. You wanted to put stomach, don't put. Instead of doing his job, just bloating. Young people, when they yawn, you just hear sounds of oxygen moving about. Old people, when they yawn, there's extra sounds. You want to cough, you end up also sneezing. You want to sneeze, you end up also farting. Like every reflex action of your body comes with an extra.
So basically, those are the signs that you're old. What do you think? Do you think that is true? I feel like I relate to a lot more of these on the list, except obviously when I cough, I don't sneeze or fart. I don't have extra sounds or extra bodily reflexes that come with that. But definitely the yawning with the sound, yes, I mean, it's only natural. It's only right that you yawn with a sound. Why are you yawning with no sound? That is psychopathic behavior. Going out, oh no, definitely miss me, especially now that it's winter. I'm the type to go on vacation just so I can stay indoors and sleep. That is my ideal vacation. This thing of, we're on vacation, so tomorrow from 7 a.m. we wake up and we go where, and then at 9 we do, y'all can go. I'm gonna stay in bed and watch Netflix. And people will say, so why did you even come all this way just to stay in bed? Well, because I like to take naps, okay? Naps fix a lot. If you're tired, you take a nap. Woke up early, take a nap. Stressed, take a nap. Happy, take a nap. Just take a nap. A nap is a solution to literally everything. So what are some of the signs that you think we've missed that show that, you know what, you're old? I'll start getting excited about home decor. That is number one sign. You see a set of pots and you're like, oh my goodness, these pots would look amazing in my kitchen. I hate to break it to you, but you, my friend, are old. On that note, we'll take a quick ad break and get into our top stories when we come back.
Namibia is a land of movement, with waves that never stop reaching forward. Here, adventure is not something we search for. It is something we are born into. In every corner of this country, creativity rises, from artists, from athletes, from dreamers. And when the world comes to explore Namibia, they discover something extraordinary. Because when sport moves people, creativity moves ideas, and tourism moves the world toward us. Something powerful happens. A platform where movement meets imagination, where industries connect, where opportunity grows, where Namibia's next chapter begins. Welcome to the Creative Sport Tourism Expo. Exhibit, partner, experience. Creative Sport Tourism.
Now getting into our top stories, some hormonal contraceptives linked to higher risk of breast cancer. A new Swedish study involving more than 2 million women and girls suggests that the risk of breast cancer may depend on the type of hormonal contraceptive being used. Researchers from Uppsala University tracked women aged 13 to 49 between 2006 and 2019 using Sweden's national health registers. They found that overall hormonal contraceptive use was linked to a 24% higher risk of breast cancer. However, breast cancer is relatively uncommon in younger women. This translates to about one additional breast cancer case per 7,800 users each year. The study also found that the risk increased with longer use. Women who used contraceptives containing the hormone desogestrel for 5 to 10 years had nearly a 50% higher risk, while those using levonorgestrel products had less than a 20% increased risk. Meanwhile, contraceptive pills containing drospirenone combined with estrogen were not associated with an increased risk for breast cancer. Now, researchers stress that women should not stop using hormonal contraceptives based on these findings. Besides being highly effective at preventing pregnancy, they also reduce the risk of ovarian and endometrial cancers, help manage painful or heavy periods, improve acne, and provide women with greater control over their reproductive health. The researchers say these findings are intended to help women and their healthcare providers make more informed decisions by weighing the benefits and risks of different contraceptive options, particularly for women who may already have a higher risk of breast cancer. So when it comes to contraceptives, it's been debated, obviously with the risks and all of that and the links to cancer. And there have been a few odd cases. For example, I know of a woman who went blind from using a contraceptive. Literally, her contraceptive caused her blindness. So when you get your contraceptive, I think it's good to always just read up on the side effects, possible side effects. Even they say, the ones that they say, rare side effects. Read on those. You could be that one in a million that experiences those symptoms. And also, did you guys know that there's a place for you to report adverse side effects from medicines? Yes, here in Namibia, you can actually report side effects caused by a specific drug or a certain drug because they know this is the only way that they can do research. Yes, before any medication is put out to the public, it is thoroughly tested, but then some side effects aren't really or rather they don't show up until more people start to use it. And so even if you're that one person and you took maybe whatever you took and you start getting rashes or whatever it is, make sure you report it. Because in that way, they can put in more research on the medication and obviously put on more warning labels on these medications. Speaking of investigations, China launches probe after media reports of contaminated diapers. Yes, not even our babies are safe. Chinese authorities have launched an investigation after local media reported that a rash-causing irritant had been found in nappies from brands including Huggies, Beijing's market watchdog said on the 22nd of June. A report from Chinese outlet Economic Information Daily last week said diapers from Huggies, Baby Care, Biba Bebe had tested positive for formamide, a toxic substance that can also cause dizziness. The three diaper makers said in statements over the weekend that no formamide had been detected after third-party retesting. Huggies said it was taking legal action over certain false, misleading and malicious brand-damaging information. A probe has been launched with national health authorities, China's State Administration for Market Regulation said in its statement. The relevant information will be promptly announced, the watchdog said, without specifying a timeline for the investigation. It was not clear if the specific diapers accused of containing formamide were sold overseas. Issues involving children and consumer safety are particularly sensitive in China, where in 2008, around 300,000 children fell ill due to contaminated milk powder. This is getting terrifying, and that is why more and more parents are choosing to go back to the times where we remember the cloth nappies? More and more parents are choosing to go back to the cloth nappies because they claim they don't know the chemicals used in diapers. Even in some baby food, even in some formula, it is honestly terrifying to have a baby in this day and age because, again, everything has chemicals. Everything is, I don't even know what to say. I think the only suggestion I can give for mothers is if you can breastfeed, definitely breastfeed. Skimp out on the formula because, again, you don't really know. Unless maybe you go for the organic formula, I really don't know. So it's one of those things where if you can breastfeed, I would suggest breastfeeding. I think the World Health Organization recommends a minimum 6 months. And was it minimum 2 years? I don't remember. I just know I followed the 2-year rule, breastfed for 2 years straight. When it comes to diapers, the diaper thing, honestly speaking, yes, cloth diapers do sound safer, but guys, I grew up with a baby sister that used to wear cloth diapers, and that was not fun. When the baby pees, every time the baby pees, you must change. And it's even worse when the baby takes a poop. Cloth diapers, yes, safer for the environment, safer for baby, but let's be honest with ourselves here. And then, of course, with the baby foods, those tinned foods, I saw somewhere where they said it's better to just puree your own baby food. I know it's a lot more labor and it's a lot more taxing. But honestly speaking, I think it's definitely safer because I know of a parent that said that her baby had speech problems, delayed speech. And then only when they started investigating did they find out that it was because of some of the chemicals that were found in these food products, in these baby food products. So parents, stay safe. Make sure your kids are safe as well. Getting into our next story, sticking with the theme of babies, although these ones are full-grown adults, they are twins that were born within minutes of each other, but have different dads. Yes. A remarkable DNA discovery has revealed that two British twin sisters who have shared an unbreakable bond for nearly 5 decades actually have different biological fathers. Michelle and Lavinia Osborne, both 49, uncovered the truth after taking at-home DNA tests. While investigating their family history, the sisters discovered they are the result of an extremely rare phenomenon known as heteropaternal superfecundation, where 2 eggs released during the same ovulation cycle are fertilized by sperm from 2 different men. Scientists say only around 20 cases have been documented worldwide, making the Osborne twins the first known case officially recorded in the United Kingdom. The revelation came after years of uncertainty surrounding their family history. Raised through a difficult childhood marked by foster care and separation from their mother, the twins always believed they shared the same father. Instead, DNA testing revealed that neither of the men that they had known as their father was biologically related to them. While the discovery initially left Lavinia devastated, both sisters eventually found and met their biological fathers. Lavinia has since built a close relationship with hers, while Michelle says meeting her father gave her the answers she needed, even though they have not remained close. Despite the extraordinary discovery, the sisters say nothing has changed their lifelong bond. As Michelle puts it, she's my twin sister. Nothing takes away from that. Question for Mom. Chomi, how busy were you? Like, I just want to, that's the only question that I have. Obviously, it's a rare phenomenon, but that means that you were, you know what? It's a family-friendly show. I won't say what I want to say. And then finally, closing off our stories, WhatsApp to let people chat by swapping usernames instead of phone numbers. WhatsApp is set to let people chat without having to reveal their phone number by exchanging unique usernames instead. It is rolling out globally to the platform's 3 billion account holders over the next few months, the platform said. This week, users can start reserving a name via the app, although it will not be compulsory. The firm said people would be able to remove or change their usernames at any time. Once it is fully activated, WhatsApp users will be able to connect after exchanging usernames only. There will still be options to block or report unwanted messages. Names will be limited to 35 characters, and there will be a few restrictions, with the exception of some high-profile officials and celebrities whose names will not be made available to anyone else. So it's unlikely WhatsApp will be overrun with users calling themselves Donald Trump, for example. The Meta-owned firm described usernames as a privacy feature. Alice Newton-Rex, WhatsApp's head of product, said she had heard from users that they didn't always want to share their phone numbers in order to be in contact with others, particularly in group chats. She said she hoped the feature would give users control over how they choose to show up on the app. According to Meta, WhatsApp usernames will be rolled out gradually over the coming months, and users will be notified when their username is activated. Those looking to reserve a username on WhatsApp can find it through the account or profile settings in the app. I already reserved my username. I don't know about y'all, but my question is, so then how different is this from something like Instagram? You know, obviously because they are the same platform. I mean, WhatsApp, Facebook, Instagram fall under the same platform. So basically all these platforms are morphing into one. Because it means the things that you can do on Facebook, you can do on Instagram, you can do on WhatsApp. So, I don't know. Personally, I find it unnecessary. But hey, who knows? What do you guys think of this new WhatsApp feature? Yes or completely unnecessary? I am with the completely unnecessary. We don't need usernames on WhatsApp. We already have so many usernames. You have your X username, your Twitter, your Instagram, Snap. It's too much, okay? It's too much. If we want usernames, we can go to Telegram. Nevertheless, that does bring us to the end of our top story segment. Now, right after this, we are taking a look at the conversation that we had with the founder of Just a Girl on how she helps out young girls. Let's take a look.
I'm joined in studio by a beautiful young lady who's bold, ambitious, and also very inspiring. She is the woman behind Project I Am Just a Girl. Hi, good morning. How are you?
I'm okay. Good morning.
Now let's get into what inspired you to start the I Am Just a Girl project.
Yes, so basically what inspired me was the thought, it's the transition when you're stepping into womanhood, when you're finally becoming an adult and a woman. So this transition is usually so confusing. So I thought to myself, you see, most of the NGOs in Namibia prioritize learners, girls that are age 15, girls that are already in high school. Then I thought, but most girls start their periods when they're 11 and 12. So why not just bring up an initiative where we educate those girls and empower those girls, you know? And yeah, and help them just transition comfortably and not vulnerably, you know?
Okay, now for the viewers watching, let's just get into I'm Just a Girl, the project itself. What does it entail? Who stands to benefit from this?
Yes, so I Am Just a Girl prioritizes young girls, right? And the goal is to eradicate period poverty because it's real. it has been proven by statistics. It's real, it's happening, it's in the country. So we thought, why not? You know? So basically the beneficiaries are the young girls. We empower them, we educate them, and we also donate sanitary pads to them. We show them how pads are used, what pads are for, you know, and we just make them feel comfortable and just know what happens to their bodies. Like, it's not a bad thing, you know? It's normal, it's a norm. It's actually even making you unique. It makes you unique.
Wow, I love that. I love that, and a lot of girls need that.
Yeah.
That's the thing that we don't understand. That some people don't have access to pads, what have you, and it's really good that you are doing that. I know that you did mention that the young girls, ages of 11 and 15, and I understand that this is because they're in that transitional phase, and that's why it was so important for you to be inclusive of that. As the project expands, are we going to see this demographic expand, or are we keeping it to this?
Yes, so basically we have a whole schedule for outreach actually. Yes, so we do not want to disadvantage any girl, you see, or to leave out anyone. So we have phases. We have started with Commerce Region. We have visited Ella Duplessis so far in Green Leaves Primary. And last week we also visited Okahanja. So that is Ochezonjupa, right? So now we are branching out to go to Ahangwena. So the plan is basically to visit 3 schools per region. So hopefully 3 different towns in one region per month. So next month, we are going to Ahangwena region.
Now, this looks like a lot of work. Who are you working with?
Yes, so of course, I have a team. I can work alone. We have a team of about 12 individuals, and we also have volunteers. So basically, we're like maybe even 70 on that group. Yeah, so we are a lot. We are working together, and of course, sponsors as well, donors as well. So we are working together with all of the stakeholders to maintain and to keep the girl child in school.
Now, period poverty is often a silent issue. From your experience, how is it affecting girls' education and overall confidence in communities you work with?
So you see, period poverty is a thief of education. So it just slips it away like this, you see. So basically, when a girl misses 3 to 4 days of school, that is plus or minus 50 per year. These are already 50 school days missed. And now it's very hard for this young girl to catch up on her academics, which often leads to dropping out of school or just failing. And this is just because of period poverty, a crisis, a natural disaster, if I was to say. Yeah, so basically it negatively affects this young girl because they end up dropping out of school or missing out on school.
Now, the nice thing is that you mentioned that you do work with a team, and obviously you are working with sponsors and donors. How have partnership contributed to your success so far, and what more is needed from the private sector?
Yes, so for the past 2 schools that we have visited, it was our SIGU attorneys that sponsored. We are very, very grateful to our SIGU attorneys, but this isn't enough to cater for the whole country. So we are looking out for sponsors and donors to come through, the community at large, the Namibian community at large, to come through so that we keep our girl child in school. So yes, we are working hand in hand with the stakeholders. We have contacted a few private sectors. They've responded positively, but we're still waiting for them to just come through. Yeah.
Project I'm Just a Girl. Yes, I definitely wish more private sector involvement for this project. It's a much needed and necessary project, and it's really, really commendable what you and your team are doing for the community and for the girls. What challenges have you encountered, especially when you go to the more remote areas, and how were you able to overcome some of the obstacles and challenges you faced?
Yes, so challenges a lot, but of course where there's a will there's a way, and this cannot serve as a barrier to saving the girl child, right? So we have challenges such as logistics. It's very hard to get a car to transport us around, especially if we are not paying for it. But yes, of course, because we needed to be there, we booked cars. Yeah, we used some of the funds for logistics. We split it to buying of sanitary products and now to the cars. Yes, so we book cars, and also now, and not everybody can go, right? Not every volunteer can go, and my whole team can also not go because logistics, you know, the resources are few. So with what we have, we take a few members only, and then we use the little that we have for the logistics. So that's one of the challenges. Also, reaching out to the schools, because now most of the schools don't even answer their landlines. So I have to go deep and go pull strings to just get a life skills teacher's personal number. You see, then I have to communicate to them, and then they agree, and then we come through. So yeah, so that's like the main challenges of it.
But I do see great things for the project. Now, looking ahead, what is your long-term vision for the project, and how can ordinary Namibian girls get involved in supporting the cause or getting help from the cause?
Yes, so the long-term vision is to introduce or rather implement a policy to just have pads all over the school grounds. Yes, like why do I have to go to a life skill teacher who's rarely available most of the time or has a class somewhere and I'm knocking to get a sanitary pad, right? Why is there no dispersing container where pads are kept? You see? Why is there no specific trash can where we can confidently wrap our pads after use and then we keep them there? So we want to establish a policy in the education system to provide sanitary pads, also to reduce the cost of the pads. We visited Green Leaves and we asked, do you guys have access to sanitary pads in your community? Yes, we do, but they're very expensive, miss. And I'm like, how much are they? 20 Namibian dollars. And I'm like, but I bought them for $7. You see, because these remote areas they are so expensive. Sanitary products are so expensive in these areas. So the long-term vision is to establish a policy on school grounds and also to reach out to these private sectors to just reduce a little bit, yes, of their costing of the sanitary products. And the girls out there can also come through to help the initiative by donating sanitary pads or just joining us for outreach. Yeah.
I love that. I love that we can also just donate sanitary pads, what have you. And like I said, you guys are doing amazing work. I wish you all the best on your journey, and thank you for coming to Smell the Coffee and enlightening us about Project I'm Just a Girl.
Thank you so much for having me.
On that note, we have come to the end of the broadcast. Thank you for tuning in to Smell the Coffee.